Many thanks for staying with us on Lagos Television. This is Techbridge on Lagos Television. And of course, during the year, we've been able to connect all the dots for you around the world of technology. We've been able to move from far and near to make sure that you have a very good experience about technology. Obviously, I'm flying solo today, but Toyin Olagoke sends his greeting is just unavoidably absent for this episode. But hey, we're still going to do the show. So today we are going to dedicate this episode to a kind of, should we call it recap of everything we've been able to do. It's just a random pick of some of the episodes we have on this show. We've been able to touch areas of social media strategy, OTG, podcasting, transformation for SMEs and innovations all around. So we're going to pick these episodes one after the other on this show. So I'll go for a quick break now. Please stay with us. Welcome back from that break. It's still Techbridge on Lagos Television. And before I start reeling out some of the random episodes we've picked, I want to use this medium to say thank you to all the guests we had on this show. We want to say thank you for honoring our invitation. You've been able to provide a quality content for our audience. And of course, the audience appreciates it a lot. We say thank you to you. And the audience, of course, we say thank you for watching us. Thank you for all those comments. It has really gone a long way to encourage us to do more and probably to point us in the right area, right direction of where to go. Thank you so much. So we start with this one. Remember during the year we were at the coding centers across Lagos. We were at Ikeja Center and of course at Yaba Center. We were able to see how learning is taking place there. You remember Code Lagos is an initiative of the Lagos State government through the Ministry of Education, and it is set up to teach Lagos residents how to code, and about 1 million Lagos residents are expected to benefit from that. So we were at Yaba and Ikeja Centers. We'll be bringing you that. Toby Ayeni, a social media strategist, was also here on this show. She was able to tell us how to integrate all the social media platforms tailored towards the exact thing you need. She was able to tell us that you don't have to use all the social media platforms to do whatever you want to do. Also, we had Jumoke. Jumoke was here to talk about digital transformation for SMEs. And Jumoke was able to tell us that no matter how small your business is, there is a technology angle that you can embrace to make sure that you have the very best of your business and take it to a greater height, especially competing with global best practices. And of course, we had Adeolu Akinyemi on this show. He was able to give us a very good insight into technology behind Bitcoin. So let's pick those four and I will join you after them. Please stay with us. It's still Techbridge on Lagos Television.
I have an interest in designing. I have a little bit of background in web design, so I decided to come for Code Lagos to to work on my designing skills because I intend to design my own website for my company.
Since I've enrolled, I've been able to get more information about the world of blockchain. Yes, I know a little of web development, and blockchain is, in fact, a new world, a new field. Various tools of coding blockchain technology, such as Solidity. The programmers also taught us how to use JavaScript to even code blockchain technology.
best way to get your business out there, the best way to get to people that you do not even know yourself as a business or as a person generally is through social media. The best way to get your points, your opinions to be known is through social media. So I think everybody is accepting it. It's no longer that, you know, archaic days where, you know, it's strange, your parents will advise you, don't go on social media, it's bad. Now everybody is accepting it. Parents are on social media, children are on social media. It's a digital environment generally.
Okay, so apart from that social media providing job for people, what other benefits do we have?
Business owners, I mean, I used to tell people, being a digital strategist, if your business is not online, what are you doing?
Winking in the dark.
Remember, remember Bill Gates, if you are not online, you are nowhere.
You're nowhere. There's no business this day. That's why you see traditional and online merging. Before we had all the newspapers, Punch newspapers, for example, they were strictly traditional, but they realized that the world is moving to technology, the world is moving to digital, and so they had to create websites. Important for a business because you can't use everything. There are so many businesses, there are so many technologies already on ground. You need to know which one best fits you, which one best fits you to reach your target market. Who is your target market? How do they respond? What technologies do they need? If your target markets are Android users, why would you want to build an app for iPhone users? So that's
interesting because a number of times people look at digital transformation as a big thing. Now, from what you've said, it helps them to be seen easily.
Yes.
And they have borderless environments.
Of course.
Now, let's look at people that have piles of records and papers. How can digital transformation help?
Yes, fantastic. Of course, everything is digital now. We have the inventory application that helps you have your information online. We have accounting applications already that everything is online. There's even this app now that when you have your receipts, you can just take a picture of it and it stores it. You can even group it into, you know, where you want it to be. That's technology. So now you have taken away that paper aspect.
The big file that we have to
exactly.
Files, archives.
The thing is, like I said earlier, it is so difficult for businesses that are already doing traditional to move to the digital way of doing things. It's quite difficult because you have to do training. You know, there's also this thing they call change in businesses. Even the team and the staff has to want to, you know, embrace the change. Do they even have an understanding of the change?
Unique use cases. So every project is designed around unique uses. So Bitcoin is answering a question. Bitcoin is saying, if I want to move my products to China, I need to know the person. I need to get him proof that I have funds. I need to do a lot of due diligence. I need to pay some charges. But Bitcoin says, this thing that will have cost me 3 days can be done in 3 seconds. The guy that receives it, he can check my account, I can check his account.
Wow, so it's that
it's transparent.
Very transparent.
You can't tell me I didn't receive it, no? You received it. In fact, after you received it, this is where you sent it to.
Okay. So it's
transparent.
Trackable.
It's very, very
open
open.
source.
It's open. So I can be sure that I've done transaction. He says he has received it. Okay, so Oga, I will move your container.
It's as simple as that.
Yes, it's as simple as that.
Okay, now, what makes the difference
Yeah.
between this Bitcoin technology and the Ponzi scheme that we have?
You know, so from where I stand, I'm wondering what the relationship is. So
That's no relationship.
do you understand? You're asking me what, I'll tell you. It has absolutely no relationship. The only relationship it has is the fact that some of the guys who did Ponzi schemes in the early part of last year, because they were looking for what currency can I use that is acceptable globally.
Okay.
Do you understand? They decided to say, pay with this coin. Do you understand? So like saying I want to dupe you now, and I ask you to pay Naira into my account. And then after you pay Naira into my account, I duped you. Then you now go around and say, Naira is fake. Naira is
so they paid with Bitcoin?
Yes.
And eventually the transaction didn't go
So when the guys saw, and the example people usually give is MMM. When the MMM guys saw that the banks, the fraudulent activities will no longer happen with local currencies.
Yes.
He looked for another way to say, you know what, let me find another way that they can pay. So people have now treated it with what it is not. Because
Thanks for staying with us. It's still Techbridge on Lagos Television. Those are amazing episodes. For me, I call them evergreen. No matter the time you want to play them back, they are always relevant. So I move to the next one. We have about 3 again. Dayo Samuel is referred to as the grandfather of podcasting in Nigeria, and we were able to get him on this show. He was able to tell us how it all began for him and how you can set up your own podcasting channel as well. He was able to tell us how to monetize it, the gadgets you need, the process, and of course, I tell you, he made it so simple for us to the fact that you can start just on the go. Emmanuel Erose was also here. He was able to tell us about digital cartoon animation. And he picked it from, let's say, from the old days of pen and paper, pencil and the rest of it, so 2D, and he just went technical there, and he brought it to what we have today. And I tell you, that is an amazing episode. We also talked about OTG, on the go. It's a device that helps you to have a better experience, better user experience with your mobile device. It actually turns your mobile device to a mini computer where you can connect your laptop, you can connect your keyboard, your mouse, and of course at times connect to another phone to charge. So we talked about that also on this show. Remember, it's still Techbridge on Lagos Television. So let's pick those episodes shortly and I'll join you after them. Please stay with us. If you want to scale it up, you said that it can be as little as having your smartphone record. But if you have to scale it up, yes, we have to consider that the environment needs to be quiet because the audio needs to be very good. So what and what should we need? What and what should we look at the minimal level?
If you are trying to scale up your podcast to a level where you can actually do a lot more post-production, that's what we call it.
Okay.
So if you're trying to do a lot more post-production, you should be thinking of getting things like a microphone, you should be thinking of getting things like a mixer, though it's not always necessary. A microphone, a USB microphone, that's my usual recommendation.
Okay.
So a USB microphone combined with your laptop, you sit down and record into your laptop, and there's a free software that you can actually use to do your production.
Okay.
It's basically free.
If
in fact,
free,
it has always been free for 15 years.
Really?
The name of the software is Audacity. It's been free for 15 years.
Oh. You're reading my mind.
You know the funny thing? I'm interested in this stuff. Why? Because in the social media space, some people will tell you that podcast is not relevant. But from what you've said now, it's very relevant.
It's watching
for
someone's
marketing,
appetite.
for pushing out episode, talks, talk shows, series, and all those stuff. Let's take those requirements one by one. Quiet environment.
Yes.
Sure.
PC.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you talked about USB
that.
microphone.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to be lost during this discussion. I want them to say, okay, something I can do like you are doing it. I pick my so quiet environment, PC like Mac system or any kind of laptop, microphone, software like Audacity,
which is free.
Mixer, and any other thing.
In fact, I usually strike out the mixer because if you know how to connect any USB to your laptop, such that you can extract data from that USB. That's basically how the mic works. So you just connect it to your laptop and basically turn on the recorder, which is the software. Once you turn it on, and then you sit down and record, and you're good to go. Post-production, that one is a different thing entirely.
Once you can create the illusion of movement, you're animating. You know, when we talk about animation, the first thing that comes to our mind is Tom and Jerry,
yes,
Voltron, for those in my generation, I think. But for the ones now, we have SpongeBob and all the rest. They are all animations. But basically, once you can create the illusion of movement, you're animating. So that's the basic definition wherever you go.
So that means it does not necessarily have to be an image of an individual.
Interestingly, no, it doesn't even have to be. Most of us are familiar with King Kong, the original King Kong. Now, the King Kong, the monster itself, was actually animation. The technique, stop animation was all used for that.
Now you're going technical.
Okay, so let's
stop animation.
yeah, maybe we'll come to the definition of that maybe later on. Can I just?
Sure.
Okay, so stop animation is a technique of, it's an animation technique where you take models. It could be clay models, it could be plastics, anything, fabric. Remember Jim Henson and the Muppet Babies and all that?
Okay.
We can classify that as stop animation, but not necessarily. Okay. Now you take these Muppets and you shoot them in various frames, and then you pick all of them together and then run them through. So it looks like they are moving.
Okay.
That's stop animation.
So a kind of a sequence of frames.
Sequence of frames.
In different formats, or what do you call
well,
it?
a sequence of frames. You take a model and then you shoot it in various frames and then you take it together.
Some phones will have issues with their screens, and probably you won't be able to type on the screen. The phone is working.
It could
Call
be Android,
comes in. Yes,
it could
Android.
be Android, it could be any type.
Yes.
And you needed to type, or maybe sometime it could be as a result of death on the keyboard. So you won't be able to type properly.
Type on with the screen. But OTG comes to your aid this way. So let's pick it from there. Or probably you have a very voluminous document to type, and the parts on your screen are so tiny, you can actually use OTG connected to your mouse and the real-time keyboard to do that. Let's have some demonstration. Where do we start from?
Let's pick the keyboard first.
Okay.
And, very, very simplified. You have your keyboard.
Okay.
Then you have the USB connected to the keyboard.
Right.
And from there, you connect it to the OTG on the go.
Right.
And this gives you the facility to be able to type right on your phone.
Yes.
What about if it is not phone? I have a pad, I have some other...
It works with, as long as it is a mobile device.
And
that is what it is meant
gives
for really.
flexibility for you to be able to type easily.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to search for something on my phone, and it brings it up. I tap. I need to type something that is really voluminous. I want to type the national anthem. Arise, O compatriots. It's going down. Nigeria's call, obey. And the list can go on and on.
And you make life simpler for yourself.
It's simpler and it's
you know what? Sometimes I see people glued to their tab and phones and they keep typing. Check their wrist. It develops a kind of pain over time.
That's true.
So, but if you have your keyboard at your leisure time, you call it on the go anyway,
yes,
you can easily type without any stress.
Thanks for staying with us. It's still Techbridge on Lagos Television. Remember, I told you today is dedicated to a kind of recap, a kind of summary, just a random pick of some of the episodes we've had on this show. And this is the third segment that I'm picking today. Dr. Oyedokun Oyewole was on this show. He was able to tell us about information management, how best to manage your information. Regardless of who you are or where you live, your information is your data and, of course, your asset. So he was able to tell us how best to manage it, either as a corporate body or as individuals. He was able to do justice to that on this show. We were also able to get the country director for Google, that is Juliet Eyihmo and Chiazo, on this show. She was able to tell us various innovations of Google for Nigeria market and, of course, West Africa and Africa at large. That episode was amazing. And of course, the last one here is talking about search engine optimization. Remember, Saint Opogode was here for about 3 episodes. He was talking from blogging to social media and, of course, search engine optimization. He was able to pinpoint some of the things to look out for when you are setting up your site, when you want to draw traffic to your website. So we picked those 3 episodes now, and that is the last one we are picking. So stay with us, and I'll be joining you after that.
You know, retention is equally key in the sense that for all those data you generate and you store within the repository, there has to be at the point of capture, you need to assign to them what we refer to as retention period. So for every information that you have classified, we will have individual retention period for how long you're supposed to keep them. Otherwise, before you know it, your storage will get clustered and you run out of space.
Now we have itemized the advantage of information management. Now, can I equally ask that what are the pro, or how can I put it? Let me say the aspect of bad information management.
There are lots and lots of disadvantages not managing information adequately. Most importantly is the fact that such individual, organization, or government
is prone to what we refer to as information risk.
Wow. Okay.
We're in the technology, we're in the information age, we're in the technology age. And you know, you'll agree with me that the rate at which information travels these days is very, very fast. So whatever information that is out of control, once it gets out there, it means you no longer have control over it. So poor records and information management will expose individual organizations and governments into information risk.
Right. Lastly, with all of these innovations coming from Google and probably those ones we are yet to introduce, how do you see that changing the face of technology globally?
Technology can accelerate growth for a number of reasons, just helping you to go beyond borders, giving you access to more information, to make you more productive, to make you more efficient, to make you more effective. You know, we're seeing increase in the level of digital activity in Nigeria and across Africa. And our intention is to continue to innovate for this market and provide tools that make it easier for people to be empowered to do what they want to do. For you as a business owner to be empowered to take your business beyond borders. For you as a content creator to be empowered to broadcast yourself to a wider audience. For you as a developer or a startup to be able to reach your audience, to be able to access tools, to be able to access collaborative communities of learning. And you know, the more we raise the digital game, the more we're going to see that the ripple effect of that across the continent. So I think it's an exciting time for digital. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and just really looking forward to continuing to work with different stakeholders to scale.
And my website is not popping up as the result on the first page.
Okay.
What is responsible for that?
Okay, that will now bring us to another topic we call search engine optimization.
Okay.
If you are reading the internet about how you can become visible or how your business can become visible online, you will come across the word search engine optimization, SEO.
Search engine optimization.
Yeah.
SEO.
So the word, we already know what is search engine, trying to make yourself available in the internet, right? Etc. database that enhances different websites. Yeah. Now, when we now talk about optimization, that means the way to make yourself visible than the other people. So some people can be on the internet, you might not find them. Right?
They are locked up somewhere.
Yes. Some people, sometimes I used to say that there are some websites that only the developer and the owner of the website just probably know that they exist.
So no other person knows about it.
So the way of making your website to be visible or your content in the internet to be visible, that's what we refer to as search engine optimization.
All right, so I guess that is where I dropped the curtain on the show today. Many thanks for joining us. Those are just random picks of some of the episodes we've had on Techbridge in 2018. Thanks so very much for making it possible. We also want to say thank you to everyone that has worked with us all through the year, the camera crew, and of course, everybody that has worked at the background. Thank you so very much. The audience will say thank you. And of course, our quality guests on this show, we appreciate you so much. We hope to do this again in 2019. I am Shoyifumi today. But before I go, do remember that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. All these episodes and more, you can watch them over at our YouTube channel, and it is Techbridge LTV. Of course, on Facebook, you can drop your comments. It's also Techbridge LTV. Till I see you in 2019, on behalf of the entire Techbridge crew on Lagos Television, I say compliments of the season to you. See you next year.